will kick off on Bind. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Here we go.
Yeah, and it's the first time we're getting to see Bind here, so we get to see the different play styles now coming through from this team. I think notably, you can see here from your screen, everybody on the side of Kudos playing what we just saw, right? We see Jonah back on the Phoenix, two-piece is going to be on that Omen, Hera on the Jet that we talked about, and the composition pretty similar across the board for that S.O.R squad. I like the raise here, and I think on Bind and Split, you see a lot of that. This time around, though, Hellblade is going to be piloting the Brimstone rather than the Reyna, as he is leaning over towards this B site. The spike is down in mid, and Hookah's completely been forfeited. So this is an interesting play. It's just the Cypher alone as the kills start to come through. It's Nature on the raise, finds one, not going to find a second, so it doesn't stay true to how I was gassing this guy up. It is going to be Hera taking him down, and when you leave just one person on B side, it makes it easy for three to take it.
Yep, and that's going to be Hellblade getting onto B, immediately getting that plant, and it is going to be the Cypher here holding in elbow, but Teddy actually gets flanked by Sofa, so they are able to trade 1-for-1 here, but the numbers advantage was in favor, still stays in favor of Kudos, as that's another 1-for-1 trade. Hera able to take out Anime Watcher. Sofa takes down Hera. Sofa just trying to get that final frag. Jonah is going to go down, so it is the triple for Sofa, and S.O.R is on the board first.
Yeah, and S.O.R also completely changing up their team composition. I had completely spaced that Sofa was now on the Sova, which is going to be a tongue twister in itself. Sofa was on the Viper. We saw a lot of Viper plays coming out there on Split, so now going to be playing a little more informational, right? Playing the Sova here in this one, and already coming up huge in these rounds. And then Nature no longer on that breach, which it doesn't mean that they lack the flashbangs. They still have them in the curveballs, but they don't have as many as some damage comes through. The satchel kill as well from Nature. That to me, if you can get kills with utility like that, is really what makes sets Raze players apart for me. So I love to see that coming through. Just playing smart, not needing to peek that angle, low HP, high HP, close angles like that, you can get headshot and killed. As Demon pushes on, picks up a couple for himself. A-site completely opened up, and again, we're going to be starved of the 1-to-1 rounds here in this one as S.O.R go up 2-0, so no eco wins after the pistol round for Kudos.
Yep, Anime Watcher able to pick up the final frag there, and now ties Sofa up at the top of the scoreboard, but things early on, so nothing really to worry about here if you are Kudos. And now we get to see, and we actually won't see our first gun round here, as it's the half buy, leaning on those guns that they still had. So S.O.R 5 Spectres here. Meanwhile, we've already seen Hera with light shields and that operator picked up, and is going to look for an aggressive peek here through showers, but he's going to find nobody. The rest of the squad of S.O.R all over towards this B site looking for the push. They're going to run into quite a bit of utility exiting Hookah. They should have maybe an easier entrance through Garden here. We'll see how it shakes out as two-piece over in elbow with Teddy, and the rotation is on its way. Kudos has sniffed this one out, and they are sending everything they've got at this B site.
Yeah, the smokes are going to come through. Molotovs as well. Jonah cues up a curveball. He's going to throw out the flash, but Nature finds a kill. Zebro going to trade that one, so they're really making me eat my words about Nature here. But it's 4v4, still one kill. Just going to be traded across the board. Spike yet to be planted is going to go down now, as the recon bolt will fly true. Gets information onto two. Almost going to spot one. Here gets a nice wallbang on the Anime Watcher, but the kills just traded back and forth as two will finally follow for Kudos as they're looking to pick up their first round. Low HP on one. A double headshot there. Demon with the spray down, but it didn't matter. Now two-piece has to be wary of the Molotov. Does he have time for the defuse? Is going to pop this one up towards halfway, and it looks like he does. A nice pickup there, but it was almost turned around. S.O.R almost finding it with a nice headshot, or double kill rather, from Demon at the end.
Yeah, the two players there on Kudos, unfortunately lining up for the spray there for Demon, able to get 2 kills with just that single spray towards the container. Luckily, Two Piece was able to finish that one off. The Phoenix was low on health, and it was an easy pickup there for Two Piece. Gets the defuse with plenty of time despite the Molotov, and Kudos now on the board. And we've seen Kudos throughout the day, right? We got to see them in 3 different games. They've lost some pistols, right? They haven't run the gamut in pistol rounds, but I think what we've seen from them fairly consistently is despite losing pistols, they've been able to respond in those gun rounds, rounds 3, 4, and 5 to build an economy, start to get the momentum going for their team. And we'll see if they can do it here once more as the pressure is heightened in these grand finals.
And the owl drone doesn't find too much. One in response from Zebro. It does get taken down. Paranoia goes through. It's the run it back here for Demon as he looks to find one. He is going to run into one. I don't know if he spotted the second on the way out. So they know one playing in that elbow. As it looks like the Sky Smokes are going to be queued up as they're trying to take B side here. You see there on the side, Nature finds a huge pick onto Hira. Is able to sneak away for now. The cage is there, and it looks like the rotation coming through. Demon gonna be followed by his Brimstone close behind through that teleporter. The A take now coming down. Sky Smokes come through. The operator is down in Hira, but the gun is still there as Teddy finds one with a Spectre in his hands. Sofa gonna trade that one back and forth. The spike is down, and it's a 4v3, low HP on the Omen as well for Kudos. You see that aerial shot. A couple of members hanging out in heaven. One in that back connector as the Hunter's Fury comes through. Will it find damage and information? Jonah hops on the side. Zebro actually picks up 2. And now it's all up to Nature to clutch her. He gets flashed out and taken down. A huge retake round there from Kudos. Everybody doing their part in that one.
So I will say, and as you saw, we had the picture-in-picture. We see Nature get the frag onto Hira, and I love the work from S.O.R because it's an immediate response, right? As soon as Nature gets that frag, S.O.R immediately jumps into the teleporter, gets over here because they know they have the advantage on that A site, and it was looking really strong for them until Jonah jumped down from heaven. He's able to pick up a frag. You get the 2 from Zebro with the Hunter's Fury, and that round turned on its head in the matter of seconds. What a response from Kudos. They put together 2 in a row, and we're all tied after 4.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we expect here, right? The first 2 rounds go one way, and with these teams being so close in skill, once the buys come through, it's really anybody's game, and Kudos are able to pick up a couple of their own as Hira does get spotted out there, is tagged with the dart, forced to give up hookah, has the operator in hand, and this time playing towards B rather than A. Doesn't want to challenge Nature, knows this guy's a little cracked when it comes to these headshots, especially with a Vandal in hand. This time around, though, Teddy's going to turn it completely on its head. Demon finds the trade kill there, but Teddy found 2, sat Nature down. Jonah's not going to find a second on Demon as he picked up 1. S.O.R again on the back foot here. 2 Piece in heaven. They need to try and find a way to get that spike down. It is going to be planted as the kill comes through. Demon finds a 3K. Will he find some more? Zebro coming around from the connector. 1 in heaven, 1 in connector. That spike planted for a short. And we'll see Zebro's approach.
Yeah, Zebra walking through U-Haul here. Going to just take a quick peek down a short. Able to avoid a flash there, and he is going to try to escape. Hira's going to go down on the spike there, and that's going to be the round over to S.O.R. Or no, excuse me, to Kudos. All mixed up here. Kudos gets the defuse.
Yeah, inside the smoke. That is so awkward that happens there, that Hira just tosses a smoke on top, and the person who planted the spike, he elected for a long rotate through bathrooms rather than staying on short. He knows where he planted it, and it was up for his teammate. And your call out sure is, hey, I planted default, or I planted short, or for short. And he's trying to spray through the smoke, and he doesn't get it. The defender still dies, but the spike got diffused. So that's a huge pickup. And just when S.O.R were finally finding their footing and looking to pick up a round, a really big throw there on the spike plant.
Yeah, unfortunate. A round that felt like S.O.R should have had. Kudos able to pick up, and they've now taken 3 in a row. The Owl drone onto the site. We'll see at least 1 here, and smoke's going to come out from the Omen as Sofa sends out the recon bolt, and the opposing Aldrone peeks out through mid TP, and it's going to be slow here from S.O.R. They haven't gotten an early pick. They haven't seemingly gotten enough information to go for an aggressive push here. And now it's going to be Nurture poking and prodding here down A short. That's going to be the dash away, as you can see on your mini map from Hira. Doesn't want to get picked off by Nurture here again. The Sofa still trying to get information about this B site. Both of these teams in a stalemate right now, as nobody on the attacking side has really gotten significant access to either of these sites, but Demon and Nurture finally getting into U-Haul.
Yeah, creeping up here. Are going to find a couple of members. One flash, one taken down. Zebro will trade that one back with a Spectre in hand. This is a big round as the clock is ticking down for S.O.R. They need to try and find a plant. The spike has been planted now. Zebro finds a second kill. Couple of ultimates available. Neuro Theft not going to be available as Anime Watcher goes down, and Hira going for the ninja yet again. Just drops the smoke. Now goes for the defuse. Nice orbital strike there will force everybody away and buy a bit of time as Zebro finds 4. Sofa going to pick the kill up on to Hira, and now it's all up to him to get it done, but it's the ace coming through for Zebro. It's the Hunter's Fury kill yet again. The defuse on top, and Kudos. These guys are feeling themselves.
And an ace there for Zebro. We didn't even realize he finishes it off with the Hunter's Fury, now topping the charts here. And it was interesting. I was actually getting ready to set up a bit of a conversation about who I kind of feel like the X factors are on these two teams. On the side of S.O.R, I would argue it's Demon and or Sofa, right? And you see them at the top of the scoreboard. And the argument I was going to make for Kudos is Teddy. Teddy has had some great performances throughout the day, has been remarkably consistent and can be the difference factor. But it seems like Zebro predicted that and said, let me just get an ace here and throw your entire thought out in the trash here, as that was a huge round from the Sova player. And I think it really just goes to show what we talked about a lot of the top lineups we see in these tournaments is that they have players up and down the lineups that can frag out and that can pop off, and we've got it here today in this grand final.
Yeah, and a lot of teams, if not all of them, will typically have somebody that you can lean towards, right? When we're talking early, Hira or even Nature as they pop up on the kill feed, finding early kills or top fragging or just being sick with the operator. But I think it was really highlighted in that last game where the first half, Jonah popped off for Kudos. He had 16 kills. He was 10 kills above the next as Hellblade finds one onto Hira, so a nice trade kill there. Operator v Vandal. Hellblade picks it up, and towards the back half of that game, the rest of the Kudos squad really stepped up their game and was able to pull it off as Zebro finds the spray down. This guy's not stopping just yet. A beautiful paranoia to keep the Sova alive. He will eventually fall, and now it's a 2v2 on this B site, but the spike is actually rotating back towards that defender spawn over to A.
How often do you get to see an attacking rotation with the spike through the CT spawn? That is pretty darn rare, but they actually had the information that Teddy was on the back side of the site, so they had the space to push through the CT spawn. They get the spike down on A, and now it's time for the retake. Teddy in short going to take out that recon bolt, but is spotted out. So a little more information to S.O.R, but a low health bar here for Sofa means this defense is going to be very difficult. Trapwire going to get thrown down. Good spray from Sofa is going to take out Teddy. 2-piece going to be able to trade that one back. Now it's the 1v1. It's Omen v Phoenix. The reload's going to give the information that Demon needs to get that frag, and that is S.O.R with their third round.
Yeah, and S.O.R finally getting back in the game. You see there on the scoreboard after losing 4. And Kudos, I guess, contrary to popular belief, their economy's not too great. Trading kills back and forth, even though winning the rounds, you see what it's done to their economy. And now this could be the round that S.O.R tie things up. They're sitting on just about a full buy across the board. Anime Watcher with that Spectre in hand to the economy, the eco buy here, the light buy coming out from Kudos, just a couple of sheriffs in hand and a ghost there. So this is going to be a pretty detrimental round. Although going into this one being tied up, if SOR pick it up, the economy will then be evened out, and that's when we get to see these guys going head to head with those full buys. As the play is towards B. Hookah, again, we know that this Kudos squad likes to give that one up. The showstopper available in the smokes will go down. Unfortunately, Nature not able to find anything with that ultimate. Cypher still on cam, so Teddy trying to get as much information as he can. A couple of kills going to be traded through just inside Hookah, but Sofa still popping off for this SOR squad. Nature finds one of his own, and now it's the one remaining member. Anime Watcher comes up huge with the Spectre in hand. Now we're tied up, and the economy should be even across the board. 4-4, full buys coming through. Who's going to pull ahead here?
Yep, we see Zebro able to pick up the Phantom. 2P should be able to do the same here, and Hira on this operator, and notably the names we highlighted earlier, Hira and Jonah, bottom of the scoreboard for Kudos.
Yep.
On the other side, Nature, and we didn't talk about Hellblade in the lead up, but actually somebody we should highlight, you mentioned it was on the Reyna when we saw them earlier on in the day, was very, very strong with the operator, as it seems like Nature is more of a rifle player as opposed to picking up the op. But Nature and Hellblade down towards the bottom of the scoreboard as well. So it's been the supporting cast picking up the slack here, looking very strong, and that's Jonah taking out the opposing Phoenix here as Demon's going to go down, and it's an early 1-for-1 trade here as these teams now facing up 4 against 4.
And the satchels go out. Nature not able to find the kills this time around, holding a tight angle though as Jonah pushes through. It's to run it back though, so it's not the end of the world as Nature is able to push up, and I'm not sure what Jonah was looking at there. Maybe somebody else had peeked, but not able to find the kill. He will fall. The spike goes down, and it seems to be the S.O.R show. They're finding the kills. They now have the lead as Sofa finds one. This guy is staying so hot, but Zebro is as well. These Sova's really popping off in this one. Hunter's Fury going to be used. 2Piece finds a kill to even the odds. Now a 2v2, but the spike is down, so time is no longer in favor of Kudos. It is now against them, and they need to push up and find something. 2Piece trying to do what he can as the shock darts go out, and Hellblade holding this angle. He has enough to take Zebro down. 2Piece is going to trade it there, but it's a 1v1. He goes for the defuse. He might be running out of time. He just doesn't have the time. He's looking for the alt pip, maybe. Not going to do just that. It's a 3K coming through, but the round still going over to S.O.R. And we've seen that happen for both teams, right? We've seen the kills come all the way through, but the defuse happened, so it didn't matter. S.O.R. lost a round. And now in this one, all the kills come through, but there's no time for Kudos to be able to get that defuse, and S.O.R. are back in the driver's seat.
And good job from Nature there, stalling long enough and not even allowing 2Piece to get the half defuse through. Timing his peaks well, not going down, and just distracting 2Piece long enough to ensure that the round is secured there. Despite trading his life, it is a very worthy trade there, and S.O.R. has regained the lead here now. 3 rounds in a row for themselves. That's an early orbital strike right onto U-Haul. S.O.R. looking to clear that out right away. 2Piece just barely escaping with his life. Anime Watcher going to get the opening frag there onto Hira as the push is towards the A site. Looking to get the spike down is S.O.R. Zebro, able to get one there onto Demon. Ooh, good sheriff work here from Jonah, going to fall as Nature, Hellblade, and Sofa grab some frags themselves. 2Piece looking for some as well, but that was quite the round there from Kudos.
Yeah, and that orbital strike, so we've seen a few of those today, and a lot of the times we just see it for zoning off of a spike or maybe off of a site, and they don't always get the most utility. 2Piece being the second fragger for his team right now, he's had some 2-kill, some 3-kill rounds, and easily could have turned that one around in the 1v3, then the 1v2, had he not been sitting on 3 health, had he not been sitting on 30 health from the orbital strike just previously. So a huge big brain play there from the Brimstone, which we have criticized a little bit because Hellblade hasn't been having a stronger performance like we saw on the Reyna, but it was super heads up there to do that. They pick up another round, and again, still in the driver's seat as the Hunter's Fury comes out. Sofa finds a kill on the enemy Sova, and these Sova players are just going off in these games as the run it back will run out. Jonah gonna find a couple of kills, but Anime Watcher able to trade it back. Now Demon hovering around towards mid. Shock darts go out as that spike. Looking to move towards A site. 2 still sitting on B for Kudos. Hira still hanging out towards that A site. You have to assume on a buy round, Hira is wielding that operator. All three members pushing this way. The blaze goes out. Gonna cut this one off as a smoke will come through as well. Maybe looking for a flank. Nope, it's actually gonna be the teleporter play. So I thought possibly hanging out for a flank was the Cypher here.
A great one-way smoke there from 2Piece, discouraged the push, but the rotation over to B is looking good as Demon able to get that frag onto Teddy. Now it's the 2v3 retake, and this is going to be rough for Kudos, but Hira with the Blade Storm able to get one, grabs a second, taking out Demon. Now he just needs one more. Anime Watcher still alive. It's now the 1v1 with the Classic against the Phantom. Not going to be enough for 2Piece there, and that's going to be Anime Watcher securing a 7th round for S.O.R.
And I don't know if 2Piece was using the operator early in that round or if he had picked one up, but because of that, it forced him to have the Classic there in the 1v1. Didn't feel comfortable using that operator in that one, and it causes them to lose the round. Now, granted, I guess that's a little harsh to say causes them to lose the round, but he would have been in a better position had he had a different primary, because a lot of things could have gone differently in that one. But it's a tough round there. Kudos still on the back foot here. This is tough. A lot of momentum in favor of S.O.R. As I say that, though, Teddy finds two. He finally comes back online, picking up a couple kills towards long. Now this completely opens up the flank, and you're seeing it here from S.O.R. They have to move backwards towards their spawn because the flank is being taken as Nature finds one. Jonah going to trade it, but Anime Watcher finds another here. And just when you thought Kudos finally found their mark, they start to fall behind again. They are still a man up here, but they don't have the advantage that they once did.
Yeah, it felt like the 200 IQ flank coming out from Kudos there, but the response from S.O.R. was pretty clean. It's still a numbers advantage here for Kudos. Despite the low health bar there on Teddy, he's still able to get the headshot onto Anime Watcher, and now it's just Nature left. So while things looked a little shaky that flank didn't quite go as planned, both of those players getting traded out, Kudos still with the numbers advantage here and should have no problem grabbing this final round of the first half.
Yeah, and the rounds have been going to S.O.R, but the rounds themselves, the kills themselves have been back and forth as Nature finds one. He also has a showstopper available. He could try and look to pick up the 1v2. Needs to be careful here. He's able. Makes Ebro miss out on that shot, but Teddy will secure the 4K in this round. And now getting Kudos. They're reaching for the reins here. They're still not in control, but they do pull back a little bit on this one. And it's tough because, as I was saying prior to that, we go into the half now 7-5. Not too bad. It's not, you would like it to be maybe 6-6 or in your favor, but Kudos now on the attacking side could come up huge. But in that one, the economy being so rough for both of these teams, there towards the end, granted it is halftime and the economy didn't matter, but when you have these rounds where S.O.R wins 3 in a row, but on a full buy, they're still completely broke because the kills are still being traded back in these rounds. So that's what's making this incredibly close. It looks one-sided for 3 or 4 rounds in a row, but then when you take a peek at the economy, it could easily be flipped on its head.
And in a week that has been so heavily around, very few 3-round runs, first halves being incredibly close and rounds being traded back and forth. We had a first half in this grand final that looked very similar to the play that we saw last week. 2 rounds to start it off, a 4-round run then for Kudos, then S.O.R with 5 rounds in a row themselves. So shades of a week ago here, as Hira going to be able to get that kill onto Nature. Anime Watcher takes out Zebro, but Jonah able to trade back as Kudos has access to this A site. It's going to get the spike down, and they've got the 3v2 defense set up on A.
It is a 3v2, but low health on a couple of members, right? You're seeing Jonah just above half. Hira obviously sitting with 5 HP. As now it's a 1v3 here, and it's getting a whole lot harder as Hellblade picks up 2. And as I say that, things immediately get equalized. Hellblade needs to find this. It's a Ghost versus a Classic. Cypher hanging out there, not going to find the headshots. It's Teddy again, staying true there, picking up that round as Kudos claw their way back in. In the last 2 rounds, it's been the Teddy show. It was a 4K, and now he comes up huge here in the 1v1 clutch with that spike being planted. And this has kind of been the rhetoric of the day. Now, I can't say with total faith that we'll see, you know, a 13-8 or a 13-9, but that's kind of how it's been. Incredibly close first halves, but then once we switch it up, these teams, something just turns on for one of these guys, and they're able to either blow another team out or make these incredible comebacks after being behind here. It's a little too early for that, but Kudos looking to do that as they pick up the first pistol round. And now I didn't see the buy for S.O.R. I'm assuming it's just a save, maybe some shorties, something like that. There it is. So shorties and frenzies coming through, and we'll see if they can finally defeat this rhetoric of these rounds being split. As Jonah picks up the first kill onto Demon, it's looking the opposite.
Yeah. Good opening frag there for Jonah, able to take out the opposing Phoenix to start off this round, and still very patient here from Kudos. The Blaze finally going to go down, and Jonah wants to get control of U-Haul here, as that's going to be the curveball, and he's not going to find anybody quite yet. He is going to get spotted by Anime Watcher, but the shorty is good there. The crouch closing up that spray makes it easier for that kill, but two-piece responds with 2 kills of his own, and now it's a 4v2 defense of this ace height. Spike is down. Both of the players of S.O.R. are actually out near the CT spawn by that teleporter. They're going to hit that trap wire, which means Zebro's going to go for this push. It's that Bulldog you were talking about earlier on in the day. It's going to get the 2 kills to finish off that round, and we are tied.
Yeah, Kudos bring it back here in this one. Zebro again with that trusty Bulldog. He opts into that on these light buys or these half buys over the Spectre. So you love to see the differences coming through for this one. And things are completely even now. In that round, Demon had a nice kill, a really close quarters kill there. And it's so crucial that Kudos got that trade kill onto him. That way he doesn't get that gun, and then he starts to turn things around. So be together as a team and make sure you get those trade kill. Absolutely huge when you have teams that are, I don't want to say forcing, but kind of a light force there with the shorties, with those frenzies playing those tight corners. So a good round secured there by Kudos as they look to do it again. It's a full buy from S.O.R. Where Kudos here still sitting on that half buy that they had from last round.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can keep the momentum going as Sofa spraying through the smoke, gets the wallbang headshot there onto Hero. So that's a huge opening frag for S.O.R. And Teddy's onto the side. He pushes right through the cage and takes out Hellblade. And now he's in behind the S.O.R. lineup, but Nature just able to take him out. That was a close one. 2-piece, meanwhile, takes out Anime Watcher, and Sofa immediately going to trade off that Omen. It's just Zebro left. He's got this Bulldog once again in the 1v3, but this should be S.O.R. retaking the lead.
Yeah, and the Spike is down in such a horrible spot here, basically seen by any member if he does creep out for this one. A little bit of damage on a couple, so he doesn't necessarily need to do too much. And there's the burst fire coming through. He's even to the odds now. Demon is there, spots him out and takes him down. But Zebro with that trusty Bulldog, 1 kill away from clutching that round and regaining a lead since earlier in this game for Kudos. Not able to do just that. It's S.O.R. back on top, and it's the Hunter's Fury available here for Sofa. Both Zebro and Sofa, I think 80% of the time, 85% of the time, I don't know how many ults they've actually used, but they're finding kills, and we've even seen some double kills with the Hunter's Fury. So I'm keeping my eyes on this guy here, as it is a stack towards A. This Hunter's Fury could get a lot of utility here.
And I love that it's the battle of the Sovas in this first game of the best of 3. Both of them with near identical scores right now. Just a single death and a single assist separating, while they both have 17 frags AP. So it's been a very interesting first map of this best of 3. S.O.R. has retaken that lead at 8-7, and they're trying their best to defend this A site for right now. Sofa, you did see, used his Hunter's Fury, wasn't able to get any frags, as these players seem to love to make you eat your words, Tanner. Every time you give them praise, they say, I don't know about that. But the A site push has been stalled, at least for the time being.
Yeah, no kills coming through. I just have to stop talking about the cool stuff and let it happen. The double kill with the Hunter's Fury. They're nice to see, but I guess we're not allowed to talk about it. It's kind of like the perfect game, right? You don't talk about the perfect game, even when it's pissed around in the next half, 12-0. Nobody say anything, so that way you can secure that for your team. So the caster cursed stays true, as that run it back is going to be used from Jonah. He's going to get all sorts of discombobulated there by all that Cypher utility as he looks to go back in. The spike will be planted. Zebro going to get that one down. Again, planted for short. 2 hanging out on that side as Jonah actually picked up a molly kill there on to the Cypher. So only 3 members now to worry about as he peeks in towards this U-Haul. He's going to get taken down, caught with the curveball in his hand. Nature finds another one. It's a 3v2 as S.O.R on the retake. Make it a 3v1. The Hunter's Fury coming out this time around. It's going to be just some damage as Nature actually killed his teammate. It wasn't the Hunter's Fury. It's the Orbital Strike. Hellblade finds a kill, and all sorts of plays being made there at the end. I do just want to back up to that Hunter's Fury would have found a kill if the paint shell didn't. So Nature ended up killing Sofa there. They do end up going down, and S.O.R find another round there, but absolutely huge for this squad.
Yeah, and I love Zebro there. You're caught between a rock and a hard place. He's able to land the Hunter's Fury and knows somebody is on the defuse. He's in the 1v2. He pushes down short. It is the smart orbital strike to tell him, hey, if you push, you're going to die. There's no way you're going to get the defuse. And Zebro recognizes that and says, hey, you know what? Why not? Let's go for the 1v2, see if I can get the trade in. Hey, he almost got it. He had a shot at that 1v2 trade. Wasn't quite able to get it, and that means S.O.R stacks their 9th round here, so they have regained that 2-round lead.
As an early headshot from Demon, just early kills again coming through. Now Nature looking for some more. Here's that spike being planted, launches out the showstopper, finds a kill onto Zebro. Can he find another? Yes, he can. Picks it up, and across the board, the team will follow through. Demon will eventually find that last kill there onto Jonah. The spike is down, so they'll need the defuse, but a nice round there, a very quick one at that. Another pickup from S.O.Rs. They're now up 3 rounds, and they're only 3 rounds away from victory.
Yeah, S.O.R looking strong, really settling into this second half right now as they have reached that 10-round mark. You can see 3 in a row for them despite dropping the pistol and the subsequent round to kick off this half. They have reset and steadied the ship here. Sofa now has picked up the operator. It is full buys for both teams here, so it is a full gun round. No excuses here. Kudos really needs to grab this round because if they can't, their eco isn't in terrible trouble. They still should have a full buy the next round because of the full loss bonus. They're getting 2,900 every time they lose. But if you let S.O.R get any closer to match point here, it's going to just take such an impressive run to get this game back. But that's a good start. Hira takes out Nature and U-Haul.
Yeah, that's a great start there. We've seen Nature do so much with his utility as a second kill comes through. 2-piece finds one on to Hellblade. Now Anime Watcher forced to watch the flank, but it doesn't matter because Jonah finds that kill. Demon eventually finds 2-piece, but with the spike down in a 2v4 and that run it back being used, it's going to push the remaining 2 members from S.O.R back to this B site. And I think they just let this one slide. I think they have the same ideas. They're still in the driver's seat, even if they lose this one. Economy across the board for both of these teams still sitting pretty, and they can look to go back to the drawing board. Really huge. Hira hasn't been having this incredible pop-off game, especially with the operator, but finding that pick onto Nature to open things up, that has been so key, and so key in this round specifically. A lot of the times we've seen momentum-based teams. A lot of the times we've seen teams really play off of one star player. Earlier in the day, it was HIA. Basically, every time HIA got a kill in the games that they played and the rounds that they played, his team ended up pushing towards the victory. So Hira kind of being that catalyst where, yeah, sure, I'm bottom fragging. Let me go in. I'll get an early pick for you guys, and we can convert that into a round win, which is exactly what they do. Now they have a couple ultimates in their back pocket to look to do just that once more.
And one thing I want to note, kind of the trend we've been seeing in this second half is that really the B site has not seemed to be working out whatsoever for Kudos. But one trend I've noticed is that they've been able to get access to this A site pretty consistently and get the spike down. It's just the retakes that have been really strong from S.O.R. And what we saw in the last round was that Kudos actually did such a good job denying S.O.R the retreat and getting those initial frags, getting entry onto the site, that they were able to finish it off. And you're seeing it here from Jonah again, going into U-Haul. He's going to get 2 frags here. Hero with 1 onto Sofa as well. And now, no matter how strong your retake is, 2v5, you are not feeling great going to this A site.
Yeah, and that was huge. It was flash for flash, Phoenix for Phoenix, and Jonah came out on top. Easily could have gone the other way, allowing not only a kill to come through as Hellblade finds one onto Hira, backs away, has a sheriff in hand. Jonah gonna find his 3rd of the match. Can he make it 4? Yes,
Wow.
he can. Of the round, rather, not the match. He's got a lot more than that, but a nice 4K coming through. And yeah, the flash for flash there, Phoenix for Phoenix. Had that gone the other way, it's Jonah falling down. And then it's Phoenix and Raze pushing through that U-Haul, through the lamps there, picking up a couple more kills, maybe spotting Hira as he was passing across, picking up the kill onto Sofa, really opening up that A side. So that really could have gone either way. Fortunately for Kudos, it went in their favor. Jonah is back on top now, too. We're seeing this guy come back into form. It's not the Zebro show anymore. It's Jonah saying, hey, I'm here to help as well, jumping up to that top frag position. And we'll see if he can stay hot. I keep saying that, and it's like Phoenix reference, but also, you know, he's riding a lot of momentum of his own, but he's been such a key player for this squad.
All right, now S.O.R, if the pushes are going to continue to come to A, I want more passive holds on this side. Keep playing for the retake that has been very strong for you guys in this half, but if you guys are losing these trades, if you're going down to 1 for 2 trades on this A site, it's going to be the door that Kudos needs to open to get back into this game. And Hellblade, he's flashed. He cannot see a thing. It still gets a 2-man spray. Demon gets his 2nd of the round as well. And just like that, Kudos' push onto this A site is completely stunted. The Sova is all that's left. Zebro here stuck inside the teleporter in mid, just trying his best to hold on to this gun. And S.O.R isn't going to allow Kudos to tie this thing up. They're looking for the 11-9 lead, and Zebro just looking to hold on to a gun.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate, but that's what happens when you do the same thing over and over and over. We just got to see S.O.R finally adapt to what was working for Kudos. Now it's not working. They have to go back to the drawing board as Zebro doesn't even get to save his weapon. It's a flawless win for S.O.R. And if B wasn't working before, so you push A a few times and pick up a couple wins, then A doesn't work. Now what do? Kudos really on the back foot here. Maybe they look to play it a bit slower and grab some of that utility from S.O.R. Make them use the Brimstone Orbital Strike, not the Neural Theft because you don't want to give away your information, but maybe wait for that run it back. Make S.O.R. Force S.O.R. rather to make plays rather than just running in and getting mowed down by Hellblade like they just did.
One good thing for Kudos' hero does have that Blade Storm available, so he can use that ultimate and play aggressive, and we've seen Hero pop off on it today. So let's see if that is what they elect to do with 2-piece grabbing that opening frag, taking out Anime Watcher. They've switched over to the A site, and it's looking good so far. They've got 2 opening kills as Sofa, the top fragger for S.O.R, is that 2-piece going to be very careful, sitting at 12 health here, pushing onto the site. Jonah going to take out Nature. Demon able to trade back and take out Hira, but it's still the 4 for 2 advantage in Jonah with that Molotov and the run it back, looking to aggressively push towards CT here. Doesn't get the kill, and it's going to be the rotation. They're going to hit the teleporter and head over to A.
Yeah, and so a nice early start. They still have a minute to play with, but they still have 2 crucial members to worry about. It's the run it back, it's the orbital strike, and it's not a full 4v2, right? You're 1 body shot away from your Omen dying and pretty close for your Cypher as well. So Teddy and 2-piece need to be careful in order to keep the numbers advantage. Now the spike is down. If you're S.O.R, you have some options. You can go for the retake. You can look to try and win this round, or you can let this go 11-10. You still have the lead, and now in the next one, you can cement a victory finally using these ultimates. And it looks like they are just electing to save on this one. But Kudos, they're not down and out just yet. These guys continue to fight back. That's what we absolutely love to see. And they made it work. And this time, instead of a full B hit or a full A hit, they mixed it up and they did a B and then 2 A hits. So these guys staying creative, in already being, I guess, kind of found out, right? It seemed like SOR had basically read the whole Kudos book, knew what was happening, but there were a few pages ripped out and they used it for that 10th win.
Yep, and also they didn't spend either the ultimates they had available. The Neural Theft, the Blade Storm, still up for Kudos here, but they are going to have to deal with the Run It Back, the Orbital Strike, and the Neural Theft available for S.O.R. So both of these teams have some key ultimates available to try and win this next round. Kudos hoping to tie things up here at 11. They have the lead in the half, right? They're up 5-4 in this half, and it has brought them within one round of SOR. Let's see if they can keep things rolling here as Jonah as well as Zebra looking to peek out towards this ace or this B long right now, and very passive hold from Kudos on that site. Nobody sitting in garden right now. Nobody pushing out through hookah. They are just biding their time, and it seems like they've recognized, hey, we can win the retakes as long as we aren't at too significant a numbers disadvantage. And Kudos playing very patiently on these pushes.
Yeah, Teddy needs to be careful. Anime Watcher waiting in the wings. He's going to be spotted out by the drone. Needs to get behind cover. He does just that. Takes a bit of damage. Nothing too crucial there as a shock dart comes out. And that definitely hurts now. No armor, 73 HP. And we are in that sageless meta. So unless you're one of these self-healing agents, or unfortunately for Teddy, he is not. But he will not receive any heals across the board as Hero pushes up into hookah. Uncontested coming through as the smokes go down. Spike coming in onto B site, and we'll see if they can get it done here. 5v5 still, 19 seconds on the clock. They got to get the spike down.
Yeah, Orbital Strike going to come through. That's going to stall things for a little bit as Nature and Zebro able to trade back and forth. Hellblade and Sofa doing the same. Zebro and Hero getting some frags. Sofa going to take that one with the up. Grabs the second one there onto Hero. That's going to be the round winning frag. And just like that, SOR has stalled Kudos. They are on match point right now, and Kudos is back against the wall in the first map of this best of 3.
Yeah, and if your hands were sweating for this Kudos squad in the last one, they're definitely sweating now, or even sweatier rather, as this is match point. In the last one, 10-11, you're still kind of playing loose. Everything's a-okay. Now it's backs against the wall in this first game. You do not want to go down a game here in the grand finals, and what a close one it has been. As the spike, it's leaning towards A again. I want to see these guys mix it up a little bit. They didn't have the cleanest A take, and Sofa is going to make sure they don't have a clean one in this one either. And again, we're in a sageless meta, and it's super unfortunate to die right off the rip. There's no resurrection available, not for either of those kills. The Sofa picks up two. Two-piece trades it back, but it might not be enough. It's a 4v3 with 3 ultimates available for Kudos. I'm eyeballing here the showstopper available for Nature. He's all the way on that B site as the play is being made towards A. The spray down through. Anime Watcher going to find Teddy. Hero trades it back. Demon's going to pick one up, but now it's all up to 2-piece. Needs a 3-piece in this round if he wants to keep this game alive for his squad, or SOR will go up 1-0. He's going to peek the corner, but Demon will sit him down, a 2-piece of his own, as SOR go up 1-0 here in the grand finals.
Yeah, big win there for SOR. I've heard seemingly that Bind may not be the strongest map there for Kudos, so they probably aren't feeling too bad after keeping that thing fairly close, right? Only losing by 3 rounds on a map they may not feel quite as confident on, but I think SOR has got to feel great. I think they responded really well at multiple points throughout this game to the pushes from Kudos and kept them at bay, right? They never let them truly get a foothold. They never let them retake that lead and build a gap between themselves and SOR as we look to take a peek at the stats here. And it was the story of the Sovas here, both of them topping the charts for their respective teams.